Okay, so I saw your assignment on this content strategy and I wanted to correct some things, right? So I'll just quickly get straight into it. Now, what is the big problem that your ideal clients are dealing with? You understand that if you don't know the big problem that you solve, there is no way you are going to be able to sell your high ticket program. Like you need to nail down that big problem that you solve, very, very specific big problem. So I'm going to give you the example of my own big problem now. The overall problem I solve for my clients is that look at how specific it is. Most of my clients are stuck at 2 to 3 times return on investment on their book a call funnel, right? Now, my program helps them squeeze out at least 30 to 40 return on ad spend. This is the main thing I saw for my clients, right? Now, the next thing I will do is list 3 big problems that are keeping my clients stuck at 2 to 3 return on ad spend. 2 to 3 times return on their ad spend. For me, that looks like problem one, their funnel is usually not optimized. The second problem that keeping them there is that they don't have a proper ad strategy. And the next step that's keeping them there, or next problem that's keeping them there is that they don't have an ongoing marketing machine that compounds results for them. Now, I usually get the pillars of my program from these 3 solutions here. Everything I'm bringing out here in any program I'm bringing out, high ticket, low ticket, mid ticket, comes from these 3 big problems, right? It doesn't come from what I want to solve for them. It comes from the problem that they already have. Now, these three problems cannot be solved with one single steps, right? They are typically multiple steps that we have to take our clients through in order to solve this problem. And that's what this looks like, right? Next thing I will do is I will break down problem one, which is their funnel isn't optimized. I'll break it into another 3 to 5 small problems, right? Now, this exercise is for your content strategy for the next 90 days. This is exactly how you are going to be creating your content that will help you sell your high tickets. Now, remember that we said we're going to set a goal for the next 90 days. How many seats you want to sell into your high ticket per month, right? So for the next 3 months, this is the content strategy. Next, you break this problem one into 3 to 5 small problems. Now, the problem one, remember I said, is their funnel is not optimized. Now, this same problem one, what is keeping them, because it's still a huge problem even though I broke it down. The small problems to solve, that their funnel is not optimized, to make, you remember that my overall goal is to make their content, their ad spend to be 30 to 40 from 2 to 3x return on ad spend. So now the small problems to solve is that number one, their sales call conversion rate is usually low. The application rate to their book a call funnel is usually low. Their VSL offer view is usually low, and the percentage of people who click play on their webinar is usually low. The opt-in rate to their webinar is usually low. So these are the things that keeps my clients or their funnel not to be optimized in my own case now. So the next thing is that I will take this micro problem, right? I'm going to plug it into this next exercise. Pay very close attention to this. Now, I'm still going to do an example for your own so that it can be relatable. Now, the problem is that the sales call conversion rate, right, is low, right? This is a mistake, sorry. Right. So that's the main problem. Now, how are the ideal clients trying to solve this problem themselves? Currently, trust me, they're already trying to solve this problem themselves. And it is that they write a new webinar, excuse me, over and over again. They think that it's the webinar that is the problem, right? Now, why does that not work? The reason why that doesn't work is that the issue is not even there. webinar, it is in their sales call process. This is just one of the problems though that's keeping them there. Now, what is my solution to that problem? Solution to that problem is my pre-call funnel, right? This is how I help my clients solve this sales call problem. Now, why does this solution not work? Or why does my solution work? The solution works because it nurtures the leads days before the call, leading to higher show up rates, and preframes the lead before the sale. That preframes the lead for the sale, right? Now, I'm going to also break down why or how my solution works. Now, my solution works in 5 steps. You see how I'm breaking it down? The call confirmation text, the DM reach out, the 5 minutes pre-call video, the pre-call homework, the final confirmation. This is what increases their show up rate for the sales call process. Now, remember what they are trying to do is they are running ads, right? They are running ads, they want to get on sales calls. And they want to, one of the reasons why they are getting low sales calls or show up rates is that they don't have their sales process is not optimized. So I have an optimized way for helping them increase their show up rates. Now that I've broken that down, now I'm going to now say which success story validates that solution. Now, one of my clients, Tina, only had a 35% show up rate, and within days of executing this, the following week she had a 100% show up rate for her sales calls. You understand? Now I'm going to now reiterate the results that accelerate getting to that solution. Now, this very solution now I'm going to call out a checklist or swipe files for setting this up. Now, what I have just broken down is a very great piece of content that I want to sell a high ticket program. I want to fill up my high ticket program or group coaching program. Now I will break down every single thing that is keeping my clients in that place that they are, breaking it down into content. You can see the framework of the content. Now let us go to your own. Now, you in your own case, you are a relationship coach and you want to help singles to get the man or woman of their dreams. That is your overall big goal, right? Now, that's your goal. But the problem that they are generally facing is that these people that want to get the man of their dreams, they are currently in situationships. And because they are currently in situationships, they are emotionally drained, stuck in situationships while second guessing their worth. This is the issue they have now. Remember, we did this on your ideal client worksheet call. So now, next, we will break these same 3 problems. We'll break this major giant problem now into 3 big problems like we did in my own case. Now, in this your own case, the big problem one they are probably facing. So this is me just breaking it down in the way that I think it will go. You know better because you are the expert. So I just give an example here and I'm sure you'll be able to pick from it. Now, the big problem one is, number one, they have invested so much in this relationship, they don't want to start over. So some people are stuck in situationships. They want to meet the man of their dreams. They know that the relationship they are in is not working, but because they have invested so much in the relationship, they don't want to leave and they don't want to have to start over. Now, another big problem too that is keeping them emotionally drained and stuck is that maybe if they leave now, they'll be seen as a failure, or they are worried that their friends and family will say, you will see them as a failure or how they'll be perceived, right? So another reason why they are stuck in situationships. Another big problem that makes them stuck in situationships is that they feel they are getting older, or maybe their chances are reducing, right? So that's another issue that will be keeping them stuck in situationships. Now, we will break down big problem one into 3 to 5 micro problems, just like I did for my own. Now, let's look at that example of a micro problem one. Now, the micro problem one is that maybe one of it is that, remember that they have invested so much. Now, what are those investments, because you want to make sure that they are seeing those things inside of your content. They want to your client wants to feel seen. You want to show them in your content that you get what they are what they are going through, because you want to help people get stuck from situationship into the ideal relationships. You want to make sure that in your content you are reflecting those very things, right? So micro problem one is that they are going to have is that probably they are going there to cook and clean, doing all these wifely duties for somebody that is not even seeing them as a wife, right? That's in the case of the women. Now, micro problem two can be that they are giving out, loans. These are some of those investments we're saying, right? She has invested so much, right? Going there to cook, giving loans that have never been returned, giving job opportunities to younger relatives of the guy she's dating, taking pills to prevent pregnancy, which is risky because the guy may not eventually marry her, or parents and siblings know the guy. They like him, they see him as an angel, and they don't want to disappoint their family. These are some of the things that are keeping them stuck inside big problem one, right? Which is also keeping them stuck in the situationship. You can see how we are breaking it down. Now we are going to take big micro problem one. Listen attentively. You watch this thing very well, because this is response to the assignment that you submitted. Now you break down this big problem one also into this exercise, like I said. Now the problem you see of micro problem one is she is going to the guy's house to perform duties to secure her spot, right? Now, the next problem is, okay, so how is she dealing with the problem now? Oh, because she believes that she can't get somebody else. She's praying over it, she's even making more sacrifices to keep him, because she believes that she's not going to get another person. Now, why does all these things, this praying over is making sacrifices to keep him, or why does it not work? It doesn't work because they are going to even be taken even more for granted. They are going to feel even more neglected, even more emotionally drained, and it becomes a vicious cycle. The whole point of this is that you want your client, your person that's going to come and pay you that high ticket money, to feel seen. People only pay people that they feel seen by, that feel like they are being understood. This is what makes people bring out this money. Do you understand? Now, what is your solution to that problem? You can now say, maybe my 5 minutes situationship unlock. Remember, the problem that the solution you are saying to the problem is still uh this micro problem, not your coaching program, or you are trying to sell anything. You are still talking about one of the things that's keeping them stuck inside the situationship. So you can form a framework, like remember we did your framework accelerator. You can use the framework accelerator to actually create a unique name for this specific problem, right? Now you state why your solution works, right? Why does it work? You write it. Break down. The next thing is you also break down how it works. Remember, I used my own case. You break down how you help your clients stop going to making all these unnecessary sacrifices. How do you do it for them? It does not matter if it's not inside your current program, but how are you going to advise somebody? Remember that this is the real reason why they are stuck there. Even if it's not in your current program, even if you were not planning to do, research why most people do this and create a solution. Ask ChatGPT, whatever you need to do. Make sure you have a solution that breaks down this particular micro problem, right, into like 3 to 5. Now create a success story. So you may have a client that you've advised before that was also in this situation. Write it, even though the person didn't pay you money, just write it out. Now give away the resource that accelerates getting to that solution is still your 5 minutes situationship unlock. Now what you have just created, you have a great piece of content and also an idea for a freebie. Now this value bump is what I call freebies. Instead of going to, if somebody, okay, so this is the framework for your video. I have already given you the video framework inside of the content, right? So all you simply need to do is use the ChatGPT prompt that I gave you to input all these problems, and ChatGPT will create a video framework for you, to create an entire video framework for you to be able to create videos that you will now use for the entirety of the content framework that we created for you, right? So this is how you're going to go about it, and I cannot wait to see what you're going to come up with. So let me know if you understand everything that I said.